Hi, you guys. I'm Ariana.
Hey,
Nice to meet you. And if I did my research right, Brandon, is it your birthday today?
it is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank
But
you.
today we're also talking about Mr. Crocket. Congratulations on that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Was it always the goal to have it be a feature-length film?
Yeah, that was always the ultimate goal. I think just with the subject matter and the type of villain, I always saw him on the level of yeah, like a Freddy Krueger, Pennywise type. That was always my hope. And I thought that there was a way that a story can be told like for a long time. And so I thought it would only be right for like a feature. I also thought maybe a series might do it justice too in some kind of way to really dig into things. Um, but yeah, we're here.
Yes. So the movie starts off pretty brutal. It's not like, oh, we're going to get a kill like 20 minutes in. Like, I was checking the time. I'm like, oh, 5 minutes in. Like,
Yeah,
we're doing it. Why did you start off that way? And Elvis, for you, what was it like that? Like, we're at it.
yeah. I guess we start off that way, just kind of wanted to set a tone for what this villain is capable of. And because we got like, him on screen at first in the show, who's like charismatic with these kids. And yeah, I think just really showing the capability of like the danger that this character brings before we introduce our protagonist. I'll let Elvis go.
Oh, no, yeah, no, I second all of that. And, I read a while back that, the first 10 minutes of a film, really sets the tone. And I think that Brandon and Carl did an amazing job. So when I read it, I was completely just like blown away by what I was reading on the page and just thinking to myself, like this, when it's put together and it's going to be on the screen, it's going to really be impactful. And so far, our screenings in Strasbourg and Barcelona, Sitges, and Austin, Texas, have been giving the audience exactly that. So, yeah, it's a great opening and it sets the tone.
Yeah. How did you create Mr. Crockett's demeanor? And also, is that just your natural laugh or is that Mr. Crockett's laugh?
It was a process of being able to tap into me as an actor where that laughter came from. And it came from pain. It came from pain and it came from the character not really being able to express himself. So the laugh actually starts in an interesting sound that leads into the laugh. So once I was able to tap into the sound of what that pain felt like, then the laughter would come, afterwards. And it's a lot of times what we do as human beings, when we laugh at things, but we're not really laughing because it's not really funny. So I wanted to make sure that his laughter was not just a comical laughter or a laughter that wasn't coming from a deep inner pain place.
Yeah. And like when he walks, like when he's with the smaller kids, he obviously has the arch for when he's around them. And when he's around the parents, he's taller, but it's also kind of that demeanor of like, I have control over you. Do you think his main motivation is protecting children or punishing parents?
I think it's a really good balance of protecting children. I think that his background and uh his reasons for doing what he's doing is very close to him personally. So he's there to definitely protect the children. And because of what he experienced and he witnessed, what he does to parents, it just becomes like second nature or it just becomes like this is what needs to be done. So he's doing it from a deep place of filling a hole in his life and an unfulfilled need that this is what he needs to do and make sure that he does it the right way. So Mr. Crockett has very interesting ways of punishing parents.
Yes. Brandon, what do you think Mr. Crockett's main motivation is?
I'd say it's protecting the children is his main motivation because it's what he's reliving his childhood through these kids. what he wished he had during his childhood. And he is triggered by actions of parents, which is what happened to him in his childhood. So
Why do you think the kids are so entranced by the show?
I think I think because they're given what they've always wanted. They're given like the freedom to kind of like play and do what they want. There's no real rules in Crockett's world. You see the vibrant colors, the catchy songs. Um, he's teaching them like a lot of lessons, about being happy. I think in general, especially if a kid who may be in a different circumstance, it's almost like an escape from reality for them. So,
What would you say is for both of you like perfect prey for Mr. Crocket?
I say perfect prey would be like yeah, I'd say just a parent who doesn't prioritize their kid. A parent who may be a little bit more selfish, put themselves first, who may also just like not really appreciate their kid in the way that they should. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely neglect and definitely not the understanding that every child is going to have their own with their own desires or their own wishes, or we as adults have a tendency to relive attachment styles, or we have a tendency to want to implement into our kids our own agreements that we made, and we think that that's what they need to also do. And in that process, we don't allow the child to just express themselves, whether it's through art or whether it's through just imagination. And we want to suppress that because, again, our own personal attachment styles and our own personal agreements. And I think that, in Mr. Crockett's world, and what we see is we see parents that they fall into the realm of being preyed because they don't allow their kids to be themselves, which is what happened to Mr. Crocket as a young kid. He wasn't allowed to be in his own imagination, in his own fantasy world, in his own colorful world, so he was raised not to be that way. And, we live in a society where we want to change our children, and, sometimes children know who they are. And without getting too deep into the subject, we want to change that, and we want to tell them, it's not okay to be this type of child, or it's not okay to, feel whatever it is that you're feeling inside your body that you are.
Yes. Brandon, you opened a whole new world of questions with a potential series. What, without giving away the ending of this movie, what do you see in a potential series? And Elvis, we don't have contracts or a budget yet. Is that something you would be interested in doing?
Well, I keep telling Warden Brooks, who is an amazing team, who along with Brandon and Carl and Jenna Cavell, Ari, just an amazing team. I just keep letting them know that whatever comes down the pipe, I'm ready. And I think that what Brandon and Carl has put together, they have made it a little, I think they made it a little challenging on themselves because it just leaves so much room for so much more development and so much more storyline. So I just need everybody else to know that this is a role of a lifetime, of a dream. And I'm already, as an artist, as a creative, I'm already composing in my own head. But anyway, the answer is Elvis Nolasco is ready.
Oh. Brandon, what do you kind of have in mind for a series?
I would like to dive more into the backstory of Mr. Crockett and how he came to be, back with his childhood, what made him even become a kid show host, what encouraged certain desires within him, like what happened during the time of when he was filming Mr. Crockett's World, the show, like what you see in that one little segment of it near the end, like what really transpired in the live action version of it. So, I think really answering those questions, tapping into certain characters that may unveil those stories more, and seeing Crockett in a different light. Because I think in general, it's like what you saw of Crockett within that certain world, that may not be the only part that he built. I'll just say that. So.
Awesome. Well, I'm curious. I need it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Congrats on this and to both of you. And Brandon, again, happy birthday. Have a good one.
You
Thank you
were
so much.
amazing, Ariana. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. You guys have a good one. And I'll talk to you guys soon.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.